For our final discussion board post, we're talking about the industry. One thing I've noticed is that the industry is changing. The first question that we deal with actually takes care of that. What are some of the factors that may affect the growth in the industry? I believe that our economy has definitely changed the industry. Back in October of 2008, Time.com placed an article that asked, will the recession affect the entertainment business? They also dealt with Iron Man, the movie, and how the sales for that weekend were a little bit lower than they usually have been. While I believe the recession has families changing the way they do business, it will have a very good effect, a good and a bad effect on the entertainment industry. One, families are discovering how to use their money more wisely. You have different avenues like Groupons and different saving avenues that give you the opportunity to still entertain yourself and be a part of the entertainment industry while being shopper savvy. While things may have changed, that causes production and all the different facets of the entertainment industry to think outside the box in order to still be successful, deliver a quality product while still thriving in this industry. People like to be entertained, especially in America. They like to laugh. They like to hear music. So I believe it's an industry that will continue to go forth. However, we have to be very innovative in how we deliver things. The next question asks, what are some of the industry innovations, developments, and government regulations that may impact the future of your industry positively or negatively? I think right now, being that I haven't really honed in on what part of the entertainment industry I'd like to be a part of, I can definitely say that our freedom of speech, as long as we continue to have freedom of speech, our industry as a whole will continue to thrive. I believe that if the freedom of speech gets affected at any kind of way, that will start to have a domino effect on what we can put forth. I know right now, and I'm not 100% sure, but there's something about what you can say and what can be done on the internet. I think that may be the very beginning of it. The entertainment industry may not see it right now, but we may see little bits of it in the future. I'm really going to enjoy this third question. I work for a company and we focus on the culture of any item. Are there any consumer trends, including demographic shifts, psychographic trends, etc., that could impact the outlook for your industry? Entertainment industry, back in on music, however, with the music industry, I think the difference between music is once upon a time, certain races, and I hate to separate it that way, but certain races or even certain classes of people were expected to listen to certain types of music. I know I'm walking a fine line. However, as music evolves, as people begin to respect other genres of music, you find that everyone listens to what they like. So you find more culture of people versus class of people or race of people. For instance, country music is not always classified by somebody who typically may seem as if they're from Tennessee. Country music doesn't beget country people. Or hip hop. Hip hop used to resemble the African American people. That is not hip hop anymore. Hip hop cannot be identified by color or race or what's in your pocket. Music today cannot be identified by race. It cannot be identified by class. It cannot be identified by where you live or how you grew up. Hip hop, country music, alternative rock, gospel is all a culture, and that is one of the consumer trends. All right, question number 4. Entertainment industry as a whole. I'll go back to music again. I believe that the music industry is very competitive. Today, our artists have to go out and make sure they make a hit. In the 70s, in the 80s, artists had 2 hits, an 8-song album, And then they went on tour to make sure that people heard that music. And then they played to DJs so it could be played on the radio. As the 90s went by and the new millennium hit, people can download music. You have radio. You have online radio. You have CDs, genres like Spotify and Pandora. And that makes the music a little bit more short-lived. You don't have number one hits for weeks on end, not every day. You have them every once in a while, but not every day. You don't have big hits all the time. You have underground music that is surviving as if it's mainstream. So the environment is very competitive. It is something that you have to stay in your lane, or if you're ready to cross lanes, you need to make sure who you're competing against. You're not competing against people who would be played on national radio. You're not competing against underground. You're competing against everyone. And it's very important to understand that you know what environment you're working in. In the music industry, you can very well do underground music. You can do mainstream music. You can do, I'll say, regional, meaning how they'll say southern music, or, oh, that sounds like it's from up north. Oh, that's the West Coast style, or that's country music, or that's alternative. You have some music that has started to blend, like alternative and hip hop, or alternative and country. They're just very different genres, and you just have to be careful to make sure that you know what lane you're in. And if you're going to cross that lane, you need to know that environment before you get started. I think the change of music and the change of way things are going, I love it because it gives you a different sound and it allows us to hear new things. This is it, and I thank you for listening. I can't wait to see what you have to say, and I'll be there to say something about yours. Have a good day, and see you in the next class.